The world held its breath. From the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, a new voice resonated. Pope Tagle, the first Asian pontiff in history, delivered his inaugural message. The date was etched instantly into the annals of church history, April 1st, 2025. This was not just a change in leadership, it felt like the dawn of a new era. His words, delivered with characteristic warmth and humility, sent shockwaves through the global Catholic community. There was an immediate recognition. This was different. Pope Tagle's message was not merely a continuation of his predecessor's legacy, it was a bold proclamation, a clear articulation of a new direction for the Church. The address, infused with Tagle's signature charisma, resonated far beyond the walls of the Vatican. This was a message crafted for a global audience, a message that acknowledged the anxieties and aspirations of a world grappling with unprecedented change. The impact was undeniable. Pope Tagle's words ignited a firestorm of debate and discussion, signaling the beginning of a new chapter in the long and storied history of the Catholic Church. The revolutionary nature of Pope Tagle's message was immediately apparent. It departed significantly from the tone and substance of traditional papal pronouncements. Gone were the dense theological pronouncements and calls for unwavering adherence to doctrine. In their place was a message that prioritized personal experience, dialogue, and a radical embrace of the modern world. One phrase in particular reverberated throughout the address: recover the sense of amazement, wonder, and awe at the gift of the presence of the Lord. This wasn't just about understanding doctrine, it was about feeling faith. It was about connecting deeply with the divine in a way that transcends intellectual comprehension. This emphasis on experiential spirituality, a hallmark of Tagle's ministry, marked a profound shift in papal discourse. It invited believers to engage with their faith on a more personal and emotional level. Another key quote underscored Tagle's commitment to inclusivity. The Church must be a home for all, a place where the wounded, the lost, and the marginalized find solace and acceptance. This resonated deeply with those who had long yearned for a more welcoming and compassionate church. It was a call to open the doors wider, to embrace those who had felt alienated or judged. The address was also notable for its directness in addressing contemporary challenges. It was a bold move, reflecting a church that is not afraid to engage with the pressing issues of our time. Pope Tagle didn't shy away from tackling issues like climate change, economic inequality, and the refugee crisis. He spoke with a sense of urgency and moral clarity that was hard to ignore. We cannot remain silent, he declared, when our planet is being ravaged, when our brothers and sisters are suffering. His words were a clarion call to action, urging everyone to take responsibility. This call to action, this unwavering commitment to social justice, solidified the revolutionary spirit of his message. It was a message that sought to inspire change, to move hearts, and to transform the world. Pope Tagle's message sent ripples through the theological community. Scholars and theologians across the globe grappled with its implications, dissecting its nuances, and debating its potential impact on church doctrine. Liberal theologians embraced the message as a breath of fresh air. They lauded its emphasis on experience, dialogue, and social justice. Here, they argued, was a pope who understood the challenges of the 21st century and was willing to meet them head-on. The message, they argued, was a powerful affirmation of the Church's commitment to the poor, the marginalized, and the oppressed. Conservative voices, however, expressed reservations. They cautioned against what they perceived as a drift away from traditional teachings. The Pope's emphasis on personal experience, they argued, risked undermining the Church's doctrinal authority. Some expressed concern that the message's focus on social justice issues could overshadow the Church's core spiritual mission. Despite these differing interpretations, there was a general consensus that Pope Tagle's message represented a significant theological moment. It was a message that demanded engagement and refused to be ignored. The debate it sparked was not a sign of division, but rather a testament to the vibrancy and intellectual richness of the Catholic tradition. Charting a new course, 5 shifts, signaling a transformative papacy. Pope Tagle's inaugural message sent a clear signal. The Church was entering a new era, one marked by 5 significant shifts. These shifts were not just minor adjustments, but represented a profound transformation in the Church's direction and focus. These shifts, though interconnected, represented a profound recalibration of the Church's priorities and approach. They were designed to address the evolving needs of the faithful and the broader global community. First, the message signaled a move away from a primarily doctrinal focus towards an emphasis on experiential spirituality. This shift aimed to make the faith more accessible and relatable to people in their everyday lives. Pope Tagle called for a rediscovery of the sense of amazement, wonder, and awe that lies at the heart of the Christian faith. He believed that this sense of wonder could reignite the spiritual fervor among the faithful. This shift, while subtle, represented a significant departure from the more rigid, dogma-centric approach of the past. It encouraged a more personal and intimate relationship with the divine. Second, the Pope placed a renewed emphasis on the Eucharist as the source and summit of Christian life. This was not just about the ritual itself, but about understanding its deeper significance. He called for a deeper understanding and appreciation of the Eucharist, not merely as a ritual, but as a transformative encounter with the divine. This deeper appreciation was seen as essential for spiritual growth. This renewed focus on the Eucharist, he argued, would revitalize the Church's spiritual life and empower its mission in the world. It was seen as a way to bring the community together in a shared experience of faith. Third, Pope Tagle's message signaled a more inclusive and welcoming Church. This inclusivity was about more than just opening doors. It was about actively reaching out to those who felt marginalized. He challenged the faithful to embrace the marginalized, the forgotten, and the excluded. This was a call to action, urging the Church to be a beacon of hope and compassion. This inclusivity, he argued, was not merely a matter of social justice, but a fundamental expression of the gospel message. It was about living out the teachings of Christ in a tangible and impactful way. Fourth, the Pope stressed the importance of dialogue and engagement with the modern world. This was about more than just talking. It was about listening and learning from others. He called for a Church that was willing to listen, to learn, and to engage in constructive dialogue with those of different faiths and perspectives. This was seen as essential for building bridges and fostering understanding. This openness to dialogue, he argued, was essential for the Church to remain relevant and meaningful in an increasingly complex world. It was about finding common ground and working together for the common good. Finally, Pope Tagle's message highlighted the urgency of environmental stewardship. This was a call to action for the Church to take a leading role in addressing the environmental crisis. He called on the Church to be a leading voice in the fight against climate change, recognizing the interconnectedness of all creation and the moral imperative to protect our planet. This was about safeguarding the future for generations to come. These 5 shifts, woven throughout the fabric of Pope Tagle's message, offered a compelling vision for the future of the Catholic Church. They were about adapting to the times while staying true to the core values of the faith. It was a vision that embraced the complexities of the modern world while remaining firmly rooted in the timeless truths of the gospel. This transformative approach aimed to make the Church a more vibrant, inclusive, and spiritually enriching community for all. A global chorus, diverse voices respond to Pope Tagle's vision. Pope Tagle's message resonated across the globe, eliciting a chorus of responses from diverse Catholic communities. His vision for a more inclusive and compassionate Church struck a chord with many, sparking conversations and reflections in every corner of the world. From the bustling metropolises of the West to the remote villages of the developing world, the faithful grappled with the implications of this new papal vision. The message was not just heard but felt as communities began to ponder how this vision could be integrated into their daily lives and spiritual practices. In the Philippines, Tagle's homeland, the reaction was one of jubilation and pride. The Filipino Catholic community, known for its deep faith and vibrant religious practices, saw this as a moment of great significance. The message was seen as a validation of the country's vibrant and growing Catholic population. It was a moment of recognition for their contributions to the global Church and a source of inspiration for future generations. Church leaders and lay people alike praised Tagle's humility, his commitment to the poor, and his vision for a more inclusive church. They saw in him a leader who truly understood the needs and aspirations of the people. Across Asia, home to the world's fastest-growing Catholic populations, the message was met with hope and anticipation. Many Asian Catholics felt that their voices were finally being heard and that their unique challenges were being acknowledged. Many saw in Tagle a leader who understood their unique challenges and aspirations. His message of inclusivity and compassion resonated deeply, offering a sense of hope for the future. His election and his message were seen as signs that the Church was finally acknowledging the crucial role of the Global South in its future. This recognition was a source of great pride and motivation for many. In Europe, the cradle of Catholicism, but now a region grappling with secularism, the response was more mixed. The continent, with its rich history and tradition, found itself at a crossroads. Some welcomed the Pope's message of openness and dialogue, seeing it as a necessary evolution in the face of changing social mores. They believed that this approach could help the Church remain relevant in a rapidly changing world. Others, however, expressed concern that the Church was compromising its values in an attempt to appease a secularizing world. They feared that the core tenets of their faith might be diluted in the process. Across the Americas, the message sparked debate and discussion. The diverse and dynamic Catholic communities in this region found themselves deeply engaged in conversations about the future direction of the Church. Liberal Catholics, particularly in North America, praised Tagle's commitment to social justice issues such as climate change, economic inequality, and immigration reform. They saw his leadership as a beacon of hope for addressing these pressing global challenges. Conservative Catholics, while welcoming the Pope's emphasis on traditional values, expressed reservations about his willingness to engage with what they considered to be morally relativistic trends in modern society. They were cautious about the potential implications of such an approach. The global reaction to Pope Tagle's message was a testament to the universality of the Catholic Church. It highlighted the diverse perspectives within the Church and the shared desire for a more inclusive and compassionate future. It was a reminder that while the Church is rooted in tradition, it is also a living, breathing entity that continues to evolve and adapt to the changing circumstances of the world. This dynamic nature of the Church ensures that it remains relevant and responsive to the needs of its followers across the globe. Please subscribe to our Channel History Documentary Hub for more insightful videos and intriguing content.